is through thick and thin. Now, this phrase means the good times and the bad times. It's usually used when you're talking about the faithfulness of a relationship. With some type of relationship, it could be a personal relationship, but it could also be the relationship with a company or a group of people. Let's see how we can use this phrase through thick and thin, which means in the good times and in the bad times. Here is a situation. There is a company in very bad financial condition, and they gave their employees an option. You can leave the company, or you can take a pay cut. That means a reduction in pay. They will pay you less than normal. So your options are you quit, or we pay you less. We don't pay you as much money. Mary decided to stay with the company, even though it meant that now she would make less money. Let's make a why Mary decide stay with company question. Why? Why did she? Why did she decide? Why did she decide to stay? Why did she decide to stay with the company? Why did she decide to stay with the company? And the reason is she really loves the company and she thinks it's a good company and she has a sense of duty towards the company. She decided that she would stay with the company in the good times and the bad times. Now, what is another phrase that we can use that means in the good times and the bad times? Through thick and thin. She decided to stay with them, to stay with the company. She decided to stay with the company through thick and thin, in the good times and in the bad times, which are now. She decided to stay with them through thick and thin. Let's make a what should Mary do question, asking advice for Mary. What should she? What should she do? What should she do now that she has? What should she do now that she's decided? What should she do now that she's decided to stay with the company? What should she do now that she's decided to stay with the company through thick and thin? And here's the answer, because now she's going to make less money. Find a roommate. She should find a roommate. Let's use had better instead of should. She had better. She'd better. She'd better find a roommate. She'd better find a roommate. Let's practice using thick and thin with another example. Lisa and John are married, but they are having a lot of problems with their relationship. Let's make a how will fix problem question. How? How will they? You know, when you have how plus will, it sounds like this in conversation. Howl. How will they? How will they? How will they? You can't write that. That's not a contraction that you can write. But that's how it sounds. How will they? How will they? How will they fix? How will they fix their problems? How will they fix their problems? Let's answer this how question with the preposition by plus ing. By seeing a marriage counselor. So you know when people ask you a how question and you want to explain, many times you can answer with the preposition by plus ing. By seeing a marriage counselor. They will fix their problems. They'll fix their problems. They'll fix their problems by seeing. They'll fix their problems by seeing a marriage counselor. Seeing a marriage counselor. Okay, let's change this to a suggestion with should. They should. They should see a marriage counselor. They should see a marriage counselor. Now let's use had better instead of should, and it will mean the same thing. They had better. They'd better. They'd better see a marriage counselor. Now let's make a why question with this sentence. So our sentence is they had better see a marriage counselor. Make a why question. Why? Why had they? Why had they better? Why had they better see a? Why had they better see a? Why had they better see a marriage counselor? Here's the answer. Because they promised each other to stay together always, both in the good times and the bad times. They promised to stay with each other during the good times and the bad times. What is another way that you can say during the good times and the bad times? Through thick and thin. They promised to stay together through thick and thin. They promised to stay together through thick and thin. All right, this is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's do the next one here, which is